allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will have the approval of the minutes of May 20th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the Devils Lake Job Development Authority for May 20th, 2024.
Okay, Commissioner Pierce, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hatch. Okay, any discussion? None? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is number 4 is Housing Incentive Fund. It's for single-family housing pilot program application. We'll start out with Spencer. Go from there.
Mayor Mo, members of the authority, before you is an item just requesting authorization to submit an application for a housing incentive fund program. This specific program is a pilot program with the Housing Incentive Fund to help spur single-family owner-occupied housing in rural areas for communities 20,000 and under. And if you think about, there's not very many towns that are 10 to 20,000 in North Dakota, so it's really aimed at the Hillsboroughs, Rugbys, Devils Lakes, Wapattons of the world. So kind of right up our alley. It was a program that was originally authorized and funding was depleted, and we just got news that they had received a new allocation of about 1.3 million. And so what the program does, it basically ensures that a home built on land that's owned, so transferred into political subdivision or economic development corporation's name, wouldn't take a loss on the difference between the selling and the construction cost of a home. So essentially, like if you had a home that was built for, or if you had a home that sold for 75% of the construction cost, the HIF program helps cover that other 25% to make up the difference. So the political sub or the economic development corporation wouldn't necessarily take a loss. And so this has been something that was brought to our attention by Tim Gleason here with Gleason Companies. And the current proposition, would be to try this on the north end of town in current land owned by Northland Properties and Gleason Companies to help spur development in that area. And so we've got Tim Gleason here with Gleason Companies to maybe just give an overview of what they're kind of looking at on the north end of town and how the JDA could help, how the JDA and Gleason Companies could maybe partner on some north end development with utilizing this program. So.
Commissioners, Tim Gleason, Gleason Companies out of Fargo, North Dakota. You might know my dad in town, Gleason Construction, Dennis Gleason, does a lot of building and commercial construction in the area. I brought this program to Spencer and Brad several weeks ago. There's originally $1.75 million in funding from NDHFA. So that's through the state allocates those funds in HIF funding. This is the first year they've done the single family HIF program. Those funds are depleted pretty rapidly on a first come, first served basis. I think Langdon got 2 homes, Lakota got 2 homes. So under 5,000 people, there's a little bit of they score it as a bonus, but it's really first come, first serve. A couple community land trusts, Cass Clay near Fargo, Minot and Grand Forks also got some funding. So a little bit of time is of the essence because I know there's about 2 other applications in the state that are going to be coming in for that 1.3. You're limited to about 500,000 per entity or 120,000 per home. So kind of the sweet spot would be to maximize it would be to do 4 homes with $125,000 incentive per home, build those homes, and then sell those to owner-occupied users at a value that is reasonable to the JDA, but also the program's set up for cities like Devils Lake where speculative housing, especially under that $450,000 mark, just doesn't get done. You don't see homes getting built and by home builders like you see in the Fargo-Moorhead area. So it's kind of set up for a city like Devils Lake to utilize these funds. So kind of some quick math, if we built a home for $450,000, ideally you could sell that for $330,000 and break even on the cost of the home. So it's a great program for the city of Devils Lake. So.
How long do you have to live in it then?
There's no covenants or deed restrictions that you'd have to put on that. So probably the best form of sale would be some type of auction, because that it's still saying you want to sell it for what the market can buy it for. It's just helping buy down those construction costs and de-risk speculative housing for those homes. So for example, same example, 450, say it sold for 400,000, the subsidy would then be decreased to that $50,000 gap.
Right, so then if I got the bid and then I resold it for a profit, I don't have to live in it for any amount of time or anything like
No,
that?
the idea that you'd sell it for what it actually would sell for, fair market value. Yep. So we're not going to reduce that. So again, if we put an auction and starting bid was 330,000, that got bid up to 400,000, and that was fair market value. Ideally, you'd buy it at fair market value and would be competing against other buyers there. So, so then that subsidy gap would decrease to 50 grand. So it's meant to de-risk the speculative home building process in rural communities where either there's an appraisal gap or cost of construction exceeds what the actual house would sell for. So
For these pictures on these houses that we have in front of us, how much would you estimate those homes are worth?
what are worth
Like if a family would come to look to buy, what would,
350,000, to 400,000.
These are 3-bedroom type houses?
Ideally 3-bed, 2-bath. We'd kind of massage that into what if we want to stretch that subsidy, but also not get into homes that are $400,000 on the sale price, because the idea is that we want to create some starter homes rather than get into those higher valued homes. So, and just anecdotally, what I've seen around town, I think I talked to a couple other people about this, was that you're seeing some out of city limits houses getting built, but most of them that I'm seeing is 550,000 plus, and rarely do you see those on a speculative nature. We're going to build a home and hope to sell it to somebody. I think it's a lot of owners that are hiring a builder and custom building. So
It's something that our community's been asking for quite some time, mid-level type. And as you found out, Dale, mid-level housing sell fairly quickly when you got
Yes.
available.
Definitely.
it would be your company building these?
We're seeking a formal city attorney opinion on whether or not, because land is currently in their name, so we'd have to sell lots and put them in the JDA's name. Whether or not we'd have to, what parts of that we may or may not have to bid. And I suspect we wouldn't, but looking for, just because it's the JDA. If it was city owned, we would have to bid specific parts of it out. But what I would just say, the request is to submit the application to see if we can secure some of the funding. And it doesn't really lock us into either a specific location, a specific kind of house, a specific price. And those things can be informed from JDA input at future meetings. Again, at the end of the day, the request is to submit the application. But this is the kind of what spurred the initial conversation.
yeah, we will have to include those details in the initial application, but I think we'll have room to massage some of that post application and see if the funds are awarded after that. So
Any further questions? What's the wishes of the commission?
Make a motion to approve the application process.
Commissioner Hatch,
Second.
second Commissioner Pierce. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Well, good luck, and we'll be hearing from you later.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no other business for the JDA, we will adjourn that meeting. And I will open up the Devils Lake City Commission meeting. And the first item will be to approve the minutes of June 3rd, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Robbins,
Second.
Commissioner Pierce. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Awards and proclamations, nothing at this time. Public hearing, nothing. Nothing under bid openings. Visitors and delegations. First one on the agenda will be Brandon Padilla with the Devils Lake Rodeo Club. So come forward. Hey, Brandon.
Hey.
Welcome.
Brandon Padilla, president of Devils Lake Rodeo Club. I guess I got on the agenda tonight to request the funds that you guys had allocated for the rodeo in the amount of $15,000. And give any updates if you guys have any questions as to how the rodeo's planning has gone so far.
It's going out at the Burdick, or is it?
It's out at the Burdick for this year at this time. We've had some conversation with the fair board. It's just right now it's all about how much seating's going in out there, whether or not it's feasible to make that happen. It'd be nice if we didn't have to haul dirt, but if we can't get at least 1,500 people in the building for roughly the same price what it costs to haul the dirt, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Details got to be worked out later on that one.
Details got to be worked out on that a little bit more.
So, okay.
I'll make a motion to release the funds. for
Commissioner
Devil's Lake
Pierce. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Robbins. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Robbins?
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce?
Aye.
Commissioner Hash?
Aye.
President Mo?
Aye. Motion carried. That was easy.
That was easy. Thank you
You start
guys.
showing up here just sometime, not ask, not just because you want money.
I did show up earlier this year. Thank you guys.
You still got time to run the meeting, you little. Okay,
I'd be scared of them too.
I am. I'm scared of myself. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Maggie's here from Lake Region Public Library to give us our annual report.
Thank you. I am not here asking for money. Let the record show.
Oh, that's good.
Just kidding.
Next month is budget time, right?
Yeah, next time, exactly.
Wait a month.
Yeah, exactly. A little early. Yes, my name is Maddie Cummings. I'm here with Lake Region Public Library to present our annual report to our governing bodies. As Century Code dictates, we have to do this before July 1st. So normally I would only annoy you at budget time, but as it is, you're graced with my presence one extra time. So I don't want to bore you too much with everything that was going on in 2023. I will leave these with you to peruse on your own, but there are lots of things that I do want to take a second to highlight that happened between 2022 and 2023. If nothing else is taken away from this, I would say that the biggest thing that I am excited about was just the sheer number of people through the door in 2023 went up almost by 50%. It went up over 10,000 people in 23 compared to 22. We increased our program offerings by 25%. Our program attendance was up by over 150%. An average day in the library saw over 100 people coming in, almost 100 books being checked out, 60 questions being asked of library staff of everything from where's this book to what's the name of that unmarked building by the Dairy Queen to, just everything in between. So it was really exciting, especially when we look at numbers from pre-COVID and to now. The last time that we were anywhere close to where we were in 2023 was back in 2019 when the library saw just over 38,000 people come in. And since then, 2020, we saw only 23,000 people, and we've been clawing our way back ever since. And so we're getting library back on the map slowly but surely, and we're very excited about that. Our circulation is up as well as a result. The physical items circulated last year was up by 16%, as was just total items circulated. Our digital item circulation was up quite a bit. We are part of the North Dakota Digital Consortium, which allows patrons to check out ebooks and audiobooks through our app called Libby, which is amazing. And then last year, we purchased our own, it's called an Advantage account, which gives us our own purchasing power to respond directly to patron requests. So if you have a book or an audiobook that you can't find in the statewide consortium, reach out to us and chances are we can find it for you. So that has really helped with our digital circulation. The other engagement that I was so excited to see was of all ages. We had 250 summer reading program participants last year with over 288,000 minutes logged, which was more than Bismarck, which was exciting to see because they are huge and we are not. So I was pretty proud of that one. We did run a tiny deficit when it comes to looking at straight revenues and expenses because 3 of our 6 heat pumps were not working for a very long time. And the thousands of dollars we were paying per year to try to fix the patchwork of duct tape and spaghetti noodling just wasn't cutting it anymore. And so at the end of the year, the board did unanimously vote to have the entire system replaced. And so we are 2/3 of the way done with that as of right now. The library is very comfortable. It is fully controllable by us and not by a control company in Minot, where a gentleman has to physically drive here and plug in his computer to change the temperature. Now we can change it on our computer. It's phenomenal. So that would be my big takeaway from that. Programming, we upped our program offerings. Our attendance from said offerings was raised tremendously as well. Our engagement across digital platforms, websites, social media, those things was up along with our physical engagement. We sent out a community survey at the end of the year as we were working to do our strategic plan, and we got a ton of amazing feedback from that. And we celebrated our 20th year at the end of 2023. The library opened in December 22nd of 2003 after the Carnegie Library closed. And so now we're starting to try to reflect the fact that we're in 2023. So we're updating some paint, some lighting fixtures, some furniture. It's an exciting time. And so I would absolutely invite you to come in and take a look if you haven't been in a while, because it probably looks a little bit different. Big things on the docket coming up is still hoping to make a full-time children's librarian a priority for the coming year, now that the building is kind of not gonna fall down anymore, and just to increase our services that way. So that is just the long and short of what I have for you, unless there are any questions.
Any questions? Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. Appreciate the report. Okay. And there's been a late addition to the visitors and delegation. We do have a special fireworks permit request from Jeremiah. Is Jeremiah here? What company are you from? Or?
I am here with Mum Pyrotechnics, and we're looking for permission to use Ruger Park. That's the one with the swimming pool, correct?
Mm-hmm. Or no? Oh yeah.
Yep. The
Is
one
that
on the north
supposed
side
to
of town
be,
there.
should that be the park board given permission?
Well, we approved the fireworks permit,
Okay, that's
and so that's where that comes up.
okay.
Yep,
So
we're seeking a permit to do a fireworks show. This started as initially a family reunion that I was trying to plan for September last year. I lost my dad. He's been, for my whole life, a resident of Devil's Lake. I grew up here. Just a little brief history on me. I kind of fell in love with fireworks at Ruger Park. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them there, but they're kind of nice. And some kids really do grow up, chase their dreams, achieve them, and then come back. So I'm not asking for money. All I'm asking for is permission. On September 28th, I want to do a huge fireworks show for the community, not just my family.
Are you publicizing it so that everybody knows what's going on?
I would definitely be more than willing to help do that. Yeah. Yep. That's something that we're involved with quite regularly. We do the largest fireworks show in North Dakota at the Minot State, or the North Dakota State Fair. The North Dakota State Fairgrounds. We do the biggest show in North Dakota every year, scripted to music. And I want to bring something like that to Devil's Lake because I remember growing up, I think I saw one. My whole life scripted to music, and the casino did it. And God, I always wanted to get back here and do it again. You know, you grow up watching stuff like that, and you know, it's your dream. Like, wow, I want to go back, and I want to be the guy to do that. And I'm in a pretty rare opportunity to be able to do that. And it's not just something that we're going to buy. These are things we make. So Mum Pyrotechnics is a really big deal in the pyrotechnics community. It's really weird that it's in North Dakota. We're a big part of the largest pyrotechnics festival in the country. We teach a couple shell building classes, and then we do a member build where the members of PGI actually come in and build their own show from scratch. We don't go to PGI with fireworks, we make them there. So in about 5 days, we put on a show from scratch, about 700-800 cues.
Who do we have doing our fireworks show this year?
Is
this-
not
They
mine.
are St. Paul, I think.
St. Paul?
Yep.
Well, is this something that you could do in the future too, or? if it's-
You know, it's tough because Mom, we take a lot of pride in doing the 4th of July show in Minot.
Okay,
We'd love to like add more events to our schedule, but it's got to kind of fall in line. We do a lot of the bigger shows in North Dakota. I'm sure you guys might be familiar with the Metagoshi show, the Lake Metagoshi show. It's one of the bigger shows in the state. And then we've also got the Minot Air Force Base that we do their display for too. And then in August, of course, we're in PGI for about 10 days putting on big shows there too. So if you're interested in the schedule, we do the Minot Air Force Base show on June 28th, Lake Metagoshi July 3rd, and then we're in Minot on July 4th. So if Devil's Lake's okay with waiting a day or two.
We'll get our butts chewed again, but
Well, it's just something I thought I'd ask.
I would love to. I would love to. but
Maybe
it's-
after everybody sees his show in September, they might change their mind.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too. Like if this does go well, like it's not out of the realm of possibility because this is all coming out of my pocket to put this show on. I've got it on the permit that we'd like to go up to around 1,000 cues. So that's 1,000 individual shells that are going to go off. That's I don't know how involved you guys are with the fireworks process
used
for the
to do
4th of
it.
July.
I
That's
was
a pretty
involved
darn
in it
big
for
show. That's a pretty darn big show.
We used to handlight them with the torch.
Yeah. There's still
Yeah.
a few guys out there doing that. It's gotten.
Well, it got to where we
compl-
were shaking like this when we were doing it.
Yeah, we're completely electric. We do all of our
Yep.
shooting digitally, and like I said, I do want to do this show to music, so it is
Do
going
we-
to kind of be a really cool show.
Have to make sure we're legally protected to do
Yes, absolutely. So what I've got here is I've got a copy of the insurance that we carry for the North Dakota State Fair show, and it's literally just a matter of doing the same filing with the insurance company. We haven't done it yet because we want to get the permit approved before. We don't want to waste time. I mean, we're really busy right now.
that. Question?
So if the commission is inclined to approve it, we would just request, subject to fire department and city attorney review, just to make
Yes.
sure that the application is completed.
And we do carry
Well-
$2 million insurance policy for our shows. And like I said, that's all here. We've got our ATF permit here. Most recent one. This one isn't our current one. We just passed our magazine inspection. About 2 weeks ago, they finally came down from Fargo to do our inspection. So we're waiting to get back our most recent permit, but we are licensed with the ATF. I'm on the permit as a responsible person for the magazines.
How do we turn this down?
Yeah, it's not very often somebody shows up and offers you $20,000.
No. So,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the application or the permit.
Okay.
To approve the permit application or upon review from the fire department and city attorney.
Thank you.
Commissioner Robbins?
No second.
Commissioner Hatch? Okay, any further questions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave this here now. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, Commissioner portfolio time. We'll start with Commissioner Pierce.
Convention went well. We had 314 people registered for the convention, so that was pretty good. The committee, I would just like to say the committee did an excellent job planning that. They got nothing but compliments on it, so good job on that. And I guess I'll be reviewing a fireworks permit. That's all I got.
Thank you. We got the LEC meeting coming up this Wednesday. Other than that, Mayor, that's all I have for.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Robbins?
Deb, anything in engineering?
Right now, just working on the water main replacement project down on Fifth Street South. Got 3 blocks of 6th Street and 8th Avenue completed last week. They're back online now. 5th Street's closed from 5th to 8th. Hopefully by the end of next week, we'd like to be back online with that one too. So just chugging along. Hopefully weather holds up.
That's all right. I just got, every time I go to the theater, I go the wrong way and it's like you think one of these days.
When you used to
remember
go in that
south,
way,
so
yeah, I've been there.
Every time. Anything in streets?
Streets, nothing. They sprayed for mosquitoes, I believe, last Wednesday night. Hoping to get another call.
Spray when you say overhead spray or
Nope, aerial or
Oh.
ground. Yep.
have you checked the traps? Or they,
It sounds like nothing in the traps, but they figured they were with the rain and finally a calm night. They thought they'd get out. So
good idea.
I don't know if we'll get another calm, non-rainy night, but we'll keep going. So, but other than that, nothing.
All right.
Shortest engineering report we get.
Yeah, exactly.
I can keep going if you'd like.
Oh, that's right. We Mike lost his brother, so that's why he's not here tonight. So. Anyway, let's see, Commissioner Hatch.
Devin, anything from sanitation?
I got nothing to report from sanitation.
Perfect. Rob?
I have nothing for a session.
I'm good.
Boy, how about on Commissioner Hamry's? That would be water.
They had a small water break on Fifth Street Northeast last week. Hairline fracture. Repaired that, but other than that, just
Nothing.
nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. All right. Well, Chief.
We made a conditional offer to a young gentleman, Gerald Hoger, just last week, so he's accepted and we're getting through the licensing process.
That'll make you full staff.
Full staff, yes.
Perfect.
He'll need the law enforcement training academy like the last 3 hires that we've had, so we'll probably send him through Bismarck in September this fall.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's it. Thank you, Spencer.
Mayor, members of the commission, just have had a chance to meet with all the department heads, most of them, to go over their budgets. And so kind of have their budget requests in, working on compiling all of that into forms that we can communicate that to the commission, and talk with yourself and Commissioner Hash as the vice president, just to get a general high level overview of some of the very first things that, what are the first principles that we should be looking at, and then we'll bring those forward to the new commission in July. As far as the city's organization meeting, that'll occur on July 1 city commission meeting. And I think by law, as far as guidance from the League of Cities goes, the new commission has full authority starting at 1 a.m. or 12:01 a.m. July 1, but as far as from a ceremonial purpose, to have the previous commission gavel in and then gavel out on July 1. I think kind of before the meeting, we had a consensus that you guys still want to do that. Is that
We
true?
want to be here for that.
I guess I don't, yeah, that's fine. If you need
Okay.
something, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll swear in the new judge, and the judge will swear in new commissioners, and we'll go from there with the formal city business. And then last thing, airport met at the airport authority meeting. We're seeking formal guidance from a CPA firm on some of the things that we should be cautious about, both in the short term and the long term. I think there was a consensus in the meeting that a formal divorce between the airport authority and the city probably isn't a direction that's doable. And so what that looks like moving forward is still to be determined. And I think any fix or resolution is going to be a long-term 3, 6, 9 month process. And so will be a conversation that's going to be reoccurring over the long term. And we'll maybe give a more in-depth briefing at the July 1 meeting. Mayor, Commissioner Hash, you were at the meeting. I welcome any thoughts you have.
No, I guess
Anything additional?
we want to do it right, and we want to do it so that it works out for the best of both entities.
And so I think we're seeking formal third-party advice. And
We don't want to open up a can of worms that we can't get back out of.
yeah,
That advice is going to be well worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth it. So we can do it right.
that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Jason?
I only have preliminary updates to provide. For example, I met with Nathan Bennett last week, trying to see if there's a way to revise the nuisance ordinance to deal with repeat, like, for lack of a better word, repeat offenders or repeat problem landowners. So that haven't had sufficient time to look into that, but that's one thing that is out there. Other than that, I've been consulting with the police department. Prosecutorial duties, have just been rather standard. Nothing of great notice. And other than that, I'll have a few letters to the city auditor that are on my list.
Okay,
That's all I have.
well, thank you, sir. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, we'll move on to old business, which is nothing there. Nothing under the consent agenda. In new business, we have the second reading of ordinance 995, the heavy industrial district. Is that Rob?
And again, all it does is it adds line R to the permitted uses, which is the storage containers such as Connex boxes, etc. I did include in the packet the handout that the building inspector and I sat down and we created as far as just some general guidelines for what we'll be looking for when they move those boxes into the industrial zone. So, and that's based off of research we did from other municipalities and how they handle those types of situations.
So we have, it's an actionable item. What is, any questions of the commission, or what are your wishes?
Make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Hatch,
Second.
Commissioner Pierce. Any further, any questions or further questions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 2, award shade tree bid to Angry Beaver Tree Service.
Recommendation to approve consistent with the memo provided by the shade tree form. To Angry Beaver for $18,000. And then removal of trees and stumps on boulevards as needed at a cost of $200. Every small tree, $500 a medium tree, and $900 a large tree, $150 per stump removal.
And it's got the alleys there for 3,000.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve the bid for Angry Beaver Tree Service.
Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
Commissioner Robbins. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Robbins?
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce?
Aye.
Commissioner Hatch?
Aye.
President Moe?
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 3, appointment to Shade Tree Committee. Rest of the year. What are the wishes of the commission?
I make a approved motion to reappoint Terry Wallace and Sarah Late as members of the Shade Tree Committee
And Jessica. what's that?
and appoint of Jessica Coons as member of the Shade Tree Committee.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
second from Commissioner Robbins. Oh. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we have the appointments to the Historical Preservation Commission. Lists are followed. We have 2 going off.
We reappointed and 3
Yeah.
new recommendations.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve the recommendation to the city commissioners for this Devils Lake Historic Preservation Commission.
Okay, we got Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
second Commissioner Robbins. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 5, the budget amendment 23-08, budgeted to actual.
Yeah, Mayor Moe, members of the commission, this is the last final action on the 2023 budget. Really should be bringing this to you earlier in the year, but wanted to. The perfectionist in me kind of kept massaging it over the last few weeks, but final budgeted to actual amendments are before you, and we'll welcome any questions.
Just in time for the new budget to start, right?
You're always doing 3 things: reviewing last year's, executing this year's, planning for next year's. It never stops.
Any questions of the commission?
make a motion to approve the budget amendments as presented.
Okay, Commissioner Robbins,
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Robbins?
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce?
Aye.
Commissioner Hatch?
Aye.
President Moe?
Aye, motion carries. Item number 6, designate official town newspaper.
Something, Mayor Moe, members of the commission, something standard every year for the commission to do, designate Devils Lake Journal as official town newspaper.
Make a motion to approve Devils Lake Journal as the official newspaper.
Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
second Commissioner Robbins. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Item number 7, liquor license approvals for July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025.
Everybody, Mayor Moe, members of the commission, everybody on the list has submitted the proper documentation and have 0 delinquent taxes out there according to Ramsey County. So most all the same that are in current place right now.
All the fees are paid to in advance, or how does that work?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the license, permit and license holders for the liquor license.
Okay, Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8, a resolution to set the limit of liability on commercial blanket bond of the city of Devils Lake.
Mayor Moe, members of the commission, again, this is something yearly as per North Dakota Century Code. Just sets the current level of liability on the commercial blanket bond at $2 million.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Robbins,
Second.
Commissioner Pierce. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Robbins?
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce?
Aye.
Commissioner Hatch?
Aye.
President Moe?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, citizen comment. We have nobody here for that tonight. Informational items, 2023 year-end financial reports available to us. If there's no concerns, we'll move on to motion to pay the list of bills as presented.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Commissioner Robbins,
Second.
second by Commissioner Pierce. Any further discussion? No further discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Robbins?
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce?
Aye.
Commissioner Hatch?
Aye.
President Moe?
Aye, motion carries. If there is no other business to come before the city commission, the meeting is now adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Ready to turn it in?
I'll be there.